Hello, guys. I see a few of you are here already. Let's see who's here. Judy, Julian's new, I think. Nora Howard, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I missed you yesterday, and Shiggy. So welcome. I'm just going to wait one more minute and we'll get started. If you give me a minute, my glasses are always dirty. I'm going to clean them so I can actually see what I'm doing. Someone sent me a note. Let's see what someone said. Hi, Nora, good morning. So just a quick reminder, I'll be here next week, but I will not be here the following week. Another trip to see my daughter in Chicago. She's actually in a Shakespeare festival and I'm gonna see her in the lead. Hopefully it's outside and it doesn't rain and doesn't get canceled. So let's see what else someone said. Hi, good morning, Judy and Joe. And it's 10 o'clock, so we could start. Just want to make sure you can see me. And let's stand up nice and tall and start our warm up. So lean your head to one side, roll it around to the other side, back and forth. And now look left to right with your head upright. One of my in-person clients, and she also takes my in-person class, tells me this is her nighttime. My warm-up is her nighttime routine before she goes to bed. And shoulder rolls, bring your shoulders up bring your shoulders up towards your ears and rolling them back. Arm circles. Switch the other direction. Remember, modify at shoulder height. If you have any discomfort, bringing your arms all the way overhead. And swing your arms around your body. Let's do some hip circles, 5 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to do 10 hip hinges. So standing up nice and tall, feet wide, just push your hips back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And heel taps to the front, pressing your heels down, pressing your arms out. Moving in every direction in our warm-up. And then we're going to switch this to kickbacks, bringing your heels towards your glutes as you roll your arms. And then we're going to make those into skaters, one leg behind the other on a diagonal. Heel tap to the front. We did these already, right? Sorry about that. What I meant to do was step in on a diagonal to the front, move your arms somehow. Last one is a toe tap to the back, bringing your arms to shoulder height or all the way above. And then we're going to just march it out. It's pretty low. Take your marching a little bit higher, opposite hand to knee. 1, I'm sorry, I don't usually count. And then take it down. So holding on to the chair, counter roll if you need to. We're going to do 5 calf raises. Just roll it up on our toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And before we do our posture check, we're going to do a little cervical spine work. So standing up tall, keeping your shoulders still. Just give yourself a double chin for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's do our posture check. Standing up nice and tall, feet about hip width apart, toes pointing forward, plumb line pulling you up. One hand on the back of your head, the other on your chin. Your chin is parallel. Push your chin back into the hand that's in the back. So your head is now sitting nicely on top of your shoulder. Ear over your shoulder, shoulder over your hip, hip over your knee, knee over your ankle. Your belly button's pulled towards your spine. Slight hip tilt forward, relaxed shoulders, and your shoulder blades are pointing down towards your back pocket. So let's sit and do our foot and ankle work, and we're sitting still cognizant of our posture. I'm leaning on the back of the chair and supporting my mid to lower back, but I'm still sitting upright. I'm not slumped in. So feet up, point and flex for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the opposite direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So slide towards the end of the chair. Look down at your feet. If they're like this, I want you to move them out so you have a wide base support for sits to stand. Remember, keep it, push off the chair, arms up and down, arms across your chest, or straight out. The last 2 are hard. Find a focal point. We're going to do 5 reps with both feet, your feet parallel, and then we're going to do another 10 reps alternating as we sit. So 1, keep your eyes on the focal point so you're not bending forward. 2, 3, 4, and now stagger your feet, but still keep them wide apart. Keep them apart. Um, Whichever position of your hands help with this, use it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And stay standing. Grab your weights if you have them and a TheraBand. We're going to do seated chest press. We start with that, and we're going to do squats. So if you don't have a TheraBand, you're going to do push-ups, either wall push-ups or push-ups on a counter to lower you, bring it down. I think next week we're going to start with push-ups anyway. We'll talk about advancing it and making it harder for you. So when you're doing a push-up, if you notice where my shoulder and arms are, my hand is right under my shoulder. It should not be up here by your head. So the same thing as on a wall or a counter push-up, an incline push-up. Nice straight body and position. Then you bend your elbows. That's the only thing that's bending, nothing in your body, and push yourself up and down. So I'm going to do seated chest press. I'm putting the band behind the chair, sitting up nice and tall, hands at chest height, elbows down, pushing forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to do squats with these. So I'm going to do goblet squats, but my stance is going to be a sumo stance. So it's nice and wide, toes slightly pointed out. If you have trouble getting down low, you could point your toes out regardless of how wide your stance are. But I don't want a really tiny stance. It should be at least shoulder width apart or wider. So I'm going to do it sideways, standing up tall, keeping my eye on a focal point. I'm going to hinge my hips and go as low as it's comfortable for me. Push through my heels, and as I stand up, I contract my glutes. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And second set of seated chest press. By the way, I didn't say this up front, but the word of today is the same as last week. It's hydrate. Take a break anytime you want to. Get water. It's hot out. This is usually the cold room in this building. It's okay-ish today. It's not as cold as I would like it to be. So we'll take a break shortly, but take a break anytime you need to. So sit up nice and tall, hands at chest height, elbows below your hands. Push forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And our last set of squats. So we always start off nice and tall, holding the weight against my chest, hinge in my hips, push through my heels, contract my glutes. 1, keep your eyes on the focal point. 2, 3, remember if this is your as low as you get, that's fine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to do one more round of exercise and then we'll take a break. So we're going to do lat pull downs. Standing up tall, you can do this seated also. If you're standing, your knees are slightly bent. And the rest of it is really perfect posture. Belly button pulled in, the shoulders are not up, they're nice and relaxed. You do not want this to be too slack. There's some tautness, but enough space that you can pull it straight down to the top of your chest. See, I have it right at the top of my chest. Elbows behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades together. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to do a modified deadlifts. So your feet are staggered. It's not too far apart. The back heel is up. You're just holding the weight on the outside next to the back leg. You're going to push your hips back and bend your knee. See, my back knee is bent, the front knee bends because I'm leaning forward. And push through that heel, front heel, and your back toe, and stand all the way up. So let's do 10 per side. You don't want your hips to go down, you want them to go back, similar to our squats. So 1, you can contract your glutes as you stand up. 2, particularly on the outside leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch to the other side. Stand up nice and tall. 1, push your hip back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I can definitely feel those in my glutes and my hamstrings. Last set of back pull down. Knees slightly bent, arms up above. You're looking up a little bit on your arms on a diagonal. Go straight down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And last set of our modified deadlifts. So stagger your feet. Heel is up on the back foot. Push your hips back, go forward. See, my back is nice and neutral, pushing through that front heel and that back toe, contracting your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And just switch it over to the other side. Back heel is up, nice and tall to begin with. 1, come all the way up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's take our first break. Somebody get the water. How are you guys doing? Someone send me a note. No chats yet. Okay, Judy, thank you. All right, so we're going to move on. So we're going to do tandem stance. My arms are at 90 degrees next to my body. My elbows stay locked in. I'm just going to pull out. So we're working our shoulder muscles, our deltoids, without moving the joint around. Great way to work your shoulders. But we're doing it in a tandem stance, as usual. Remember, give yourself some room. Offset it to the side or heel into arch of the other foot. This is also helpful if you find a focal point to do this. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I definitely feel those. Now we're going to do a stand-in leg extension. So you're going to bring your leg up and you're going to keep it. If it's down here, that's fine. If it's up high, that's fine. But you're not going to move it around as we do this. Same thing that I talk about when we do our tricep extension. Your knees are level and you're moving your lower leg around that joint. So you're going to have your foot in flexion and you're going to extend out. 1, 2. Look down and make sure you're not swinging your leg around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I definitely feel those. Even though I'm holding on lightly to the chair, my other leg is getting fatigued because it's really working hard to hold me up. So let's do the other side. Foot in flexion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And our last set of external rotations and tandem stance. And make sure you switch your feet. I do remember today that now I have my left foot in front, stand up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to take my knee brace down. So let's do our second set of leg extension. Foot flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the other leg. Flex your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And it's going to pull this back up. I'm only wearing for a little support. I'm not in any pain really, but it feels good to wear. So we're going to do calf raises and heel rocks together today with our slow marches and bicep curl. So hold it on lightly. We're going to do these nice and slow. We're going to roll up on our toes and rock back on our heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Grab your weights. We're going to do slow marches and bicep curl. So remember, alternate an arm and knee lift. If you find that you're doing it on both sides, just take a break and catch up. So I'm going to start right arm, left knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And one more set of calf raises and heel rocks. So hold it on lightly, roll up on your toes, and rock back on your heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's give our calves a little stretch. Just leg out, foot flex. You can pull your toe if you can reach it, just like we do at the end. Just do that standing. And one more set of slow marches and bicep curls. So I'm going to start with my right arm, left knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we are done with the weights today. Triceps, we're going to do tricep pulse. But before we do that, I'm going to do side lunges today. Start with my feet nice and wide. If this feels a little unsafe, just behind your chair. I'm going to show you it without the chair. So show you with me facing forward and me at the side. So I'm going to start showing you at the side. So I'm right in the center. Let's start right in the center. When I move to, I'm going to start going to my right. When I move to my right, only my hip has moved and not my torso. So I'm going to shift my hip and push my hip back and bend my knee. And come to the center, and I'm going to do the same thing alternating. I'll show you sideways. So nice and wide. And pushing my hip back and still centered, my torso up and to the right. You do it behind the chair or holding on to the wall if that makes you more comfortable. We're going to advance this over a period of few weeks by, we're going to do 10 on one side just to make them a little balanced. But before we get to that point, we're just going to do alternating for 10 reps. So I'm going to do it sideways. Legs nice and wide. Your toes can be pointed out a little bit. Keep your torso centered. You're not moving it to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's a great exercise. You're getting that inner thigh stretch, you're getting glute work, you're getting lateral work on the outside of from your hip all the way down. So our tricep pulses. So make sure you can see me. I'm holding the band with my fists pointed out and they're together. So what you're going to do is pull it apart and your tricep automatically contract with that. So this is an isometric tricep. So you should feel the contraction. You're bent forward at the knee and the hips slightly. You're just going to pulse. 1, not a very high pulse. 2, 3, arms nice and straight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And last set of our side lunges. So I'm going to do these forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you could, before I check in again, you could send me a little note with how those feel for you. That's your last set of tricep pulses. So hands together, apart, you feel the contraction in your tricep. Then forward a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to give myself a tricep stretch. So you can put your hand right in the center of your back, holding on to your elbow, and just pull gently for a nice tricep stretch. And switch to the other side. So let's take a quick break. You know, someone sent me a message. Feels good, great. So before we move on, I haven't talked about it in this class so much, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we walk down the street. It's something that I repeat to my clients ad nauseum in my in-person class about how we walk looking straight ahead or about 20 feet on a diagonal. Your head is not bent forward and your eyes are moving up and down. Your eyes move peripherally also. You don't need to walk down the street doing this. And even though I repeat it so frequently, I had a new client who understands it, the concept of it, but she was still walking with her head down. And we went through a couple of exercises, some step ups to get her to understand that certain things that you're doing, you need to look ahead. These exercises actually showed her how imbalanced she was when she was looking at it. It's a better way to say it. You need to look where you're going. If your eyes are on the ground, that's where you're going to go. It increases your fall risk. So just a little lecture today, and we're done. We're going to move on. So we're going to do 2 sets of exercises: a standing clamshell and a side leg lift to work our smaller glute muscle. So bring your knee up. And I want you to keep in mind that I want your hips staying forward the entire time. I'm going to get a little closer so you can see that when I do this, I'm not turning my hip out. It's actually just a small movement out. You want to work on the contraction. It's about right here, a little below your waist on the top of your glutes. And if your legs out too much, you're kind of missing that contraction and working more on the front of your hips, which is what we're trying to. We're not working that. We do that a lot by your knee up, or some of our core exercise. But for this, we're specifically working on your medial glute, and it's responsible for balancing stability in your hips. It's responsible for a lot of things. And lower back pain, pain in your glutes, sciatica, all kinds of things. So bring your knee up and just out slightly and back. Hold it on lightly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And on the other side, knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And just shake it out a little bit, and we're going to go right into our second medial glute exercise. We're doing lateral raises, and it's the same thing. The higher up you bring your legs, you're going to mess your posture up. You're not going to hit the right muscle group. So it's not a kick out. I want you to think of leading with your heels so your toes do not point out. So you don't have to hold on for this one, but your posture should be nice and tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the last set, stand up tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I didn't get them all. 1 second, let me get something. Sorry to disappear. So it's all set up. We're going to start off with standing wood choppers, 10 reps. So your feet are staggered. I'm starting on my right side, which is the leg that's in front. Your core is engaged, and you're going to nice arc all the way down to the opposite hip. 10 reps per side, keeping your belly button pulled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's it. We're going to do 10 reps for everything seated for the most part. I'm going to add something slightly different today. So we're going to do squeeze in and pull our belly button in. You're sitting up nice and tall. Start with an inhale and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the next few are going to be sideways, so you'll see it better. The ball is behind your back. Find a comfortable place for it. Put it up a little higher today. So you're sitting up nice and tall. You're going to keep your core engaged and try to think of that neutral spine that you're not arching or pushing back. You're pushing on the ball, but you're not pushing back to create this extra arch in your back. So we're just going to roll back and sit upright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to roll forward from the bottom of our shoulder blades, keeping your belly button pulled in for 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And what we're going to do today is we're going to combine both of them. So I should have said this earlier or maybe weeks ago. Try to imagine that you have an orange under your chin and you're holding it so you're not moving your head around, especially for this. So what we're going to do is roll back and roll forward. Okay, hopefully you get that. So let's try 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to do one more thing for today. We're going to do a seated dead bug. And I'm going to do it with the ball behind our back. Makes it harder. You're a little bit unstable, makes your core work harder. We're going to do 20 reps, 10 per side. So arms straight out, belly button pulled in just a little bit. So 1, opposite arm and knee, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to put the ball on the side. And we're going to do, we haven't done this in a long time, so let's do it today. We're going to do, for lack of another name, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. next to your chair in case you need to hold on. So you're gonna have both feet together. You're gonna stand up tall, you're gonna bring your belly button in, you're gonna contract your quads by pulling them up from your knee. You're gonna have your glutes engaged. Okay, I'll look at that later. So I'm gonna do it sideways. So from the top of your head to your heel, you're in a plank position. So when we do this, you're not bending forward at any point in your body or pushing your knee out. You're going to be nice and straight. You're just leaning forward from your heel. Your heel wants to come up and you're going to work against that by pushing them back. We're going to do a 10 count very slow, trying to hold ourselves up. So leaning forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you should feel your muscles tighten up a little bit. I feel especially my quad muscles tightening up more to keep me upright and stable. Let's do that one more time. So stand up nice and tall, tighten your core, your belly button pulled in, your glutes and your hamstrings, and just lean from your heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do an hand-up stance, moving our head side to side. I don't know if these will ever get easier than where I am now. So focal point on the left and on the right. You move your head, that helps a great deal. We're going to move 5 and switch with the other leg in front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch legs. Stand up tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to do a single leg stance, close to chair or wall. Good posture, not looking down at the ground. 1 fingertip if you need to hold on. Kickstand up and down, or just a kickstand on the ground. 10 count. If you are barefoot on a wood floor or tile floor, this is great. It's actually a lot easier. Well, I wouldn't say a lot easier, but it's easier than wearing shoes. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch to the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we get to stretch. Best part. Let's take this down for our stretching. So we're going to hold each count for 3 deep breaths. Sometimes it's a little longer. So your leg is out, you're leaning forward, your foot is flexed. If you could reach your toe, pull your toe toward your face for a calf stretch and a hamstring stretch. Switch to the other leg. Stretch your hips. So sitting up nice and tall, cross your leg over and just pull gently on the outside of your knee for a stretch from your hip, along your thighs all the way down to your knees. Switch to figure 4, crossing over, push gently on the inside of your knee, leaning forward. This stretches your glute muscles, especially the piriformis and your medial glute. Switch to the other leg. Let's stretch our hips first. Figure 4. And let's stretch our lower back. So that's nice and wide. Lean it forward. Do this sideways. So you see that I'm not round in my back. I'm nice and straight. Put your arms out to get a little bit deeper stretch. This feels good. So when we move to the side, we're actually stretching a muscle called the QL, quadratus lumborum. I always trip over that. And it's muscle group on the outside of our spine, above our hips, that sometimes can cause a lot of problems. If it's tight or not acting properly, you may feel lower back pain or pain in your glutes and hips or spinal pain. So this is the stretch. Flexor, nice long stride. Standing up tall, you're just tilting that back leg, you're tilting that hip up to get a stretch in front of your hip down into your quads. Over to the other side. Tilt your hip up. Right. Or our posterior, my favorite stretch. So hands on the seat of the chair, the hips under your hips, and just push your hips away. This is also my stretch. I may have said it to you before, that I do when I can't sleep. Roll up. Arms out behind you, stretching your chest and the front of your shoulders. Arm circles. Switch directions. Let's give our little neck stretch. So you're just trying to create space between the end of your shoulder and your ear. You're pulling nice and gentle. It's not a big pull. And switch directions. Shoulder roll. And thank you guys so much for coming today. I love having you here, and I'll be here next week, and I will not be here the following week. So have a great day, and I will see you next week. Stay hydrated.